played, which they were helped out a lot, was Split. They never played 4 times ever on record with the old roster, so maybe that will go out a little bit earlier in this pool. They've also only ever played Pearl once.
Yeah, I mean, Haven's off the board already, Mitch. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I mean, look, Haven going out for Loud, I'm not going to really read into anything that they're vetoing right now because of the major changes structurally that they've undergone. This is a blank slate for me. But that pick right away of Pearl, look, that's a punish pick if ever. Gen.G just played it, and they suck.
The thing is, though, if you look at even the old Loud roster, who were incredible, they only played this once, and they lost 13-3. Now, it's a different meta, and they were up against one of the best teams in the world, but even still, they must have done a lot of work on this map.
Yeah, and we have Fracture coming in too, Mitch.
Yeah, look, when we're talking about the Gwangju tournament that they played in, Gen.G, they did bad on Pearl, like they lost to Zeta 13-10. But they were playing up against DRX. Now, look, all things considered, very strong team. But
we're gonna get split.
13-3 on Fracture.
We're gonna get split
to finish it off. That'll be a toss-up if we get there.
Well, that's the thing. It's like for Loud, realistically, this is almost proof that they are a completely new team. This is a map that they played once ever and a map that they played 4 times ever. So they have literally gone for the smallest sort of field of their maps. One of them they picked, the other they let through. So clearly they have done drastic work to get here. As the IGL versus Bazooka, as obviously the coach. So that will be the interesting thing going forward.
We're into the Prime Gaming agent to select here. And ASPAS is locked in the Jet, of course, over the chamber. But there is one agent I'm looking at down the line.
I'm hoping we're being baited. I'm hoping I'm seeing a hover. Oh, there's a hover harbor, and it's a real harbor. This becomes incredibly interesting as well, because in terms of
this is rowdy as hell. It's map 1. It's the first half, and Gen.G better get ready for being the villains in this. As Loud,
look at how it started.
Walking around, just getting aggressive, getting their faces, and already taking so much space. ASPAS wants to make that crowd sing his song. Oh! Rings it home, already 2 big kills, and slicing through them. He is aggressive, Mike.
Spike down as well, noted. Actually, the Trailblazer going to tag onto METEOR as well. ASPAS able to dip away, so will remain as 5 for the time being. Gen.G desperately trying to scramble their way towards B site, but SAADHAK still chilling. Got some utility to work with. Looks like he might even give up the initial approach here. No rotation coming through from Loud just yet, but METEOR has to find something here.
Yeah, SAADHAK can just hold this space really nicely. Does relinquish a little bit of that site control. Fair enough. Doesn't want to overstep the mark. Again, for Loud, we've got to see them not going too far past the mark. As much as the adrenaline will be pumping, keep it in the right place throughout this. Good trades. Loud's with a 2-for-1. And now just 1 alive. Bust round for Loud.
And listen to that. Immediately. And a confident round from Loud as well. ASPAS enabled right off the rip, and comes up and finds 2 headshots. Spike noted. So Gen.G on the back foot from the get-go.
What a moment for ASPAS as well. Literally, this is his town. From Sao Paulo, gets to come here, play the game that he's now renowned for. That's got to feel good as a start. That's a confidence booster. And if we're going to be very honest, and I know we're going to talk about the 6th man a lot and what that means, but also for Gen.G, they have to quiet one Loud, tame them down a little bit, and then hopefully tame the crowd.
So often we talk about getting confidence boosters, right? Some of these early rounds are so key. If you let ASPAS really start stretching his legs, those buy rounds, when you're walking the tightrope in terms of the finances, it's going to become excruciating to try and pull anything off.
Yeah, back in we go. Let's look at the buy coming out from Gen.G as well. Marshall, Sheriff, Frenzy. And then the rest pretty chilled at this point. Loud already still walking about, still trying to take a little bit of that space. Could at least kind of fold towards the A site, sees nothing again. Pushing out, could be playing out there, that's lovely for them. Might note a player in the end and see how this one goes down. But again, look at B.
Yeah, posted up here pretty deep. CAUANZIN preemptively rotating towards B site. Potentially here to send a flash out, maybe off cooldown.
But not pushing so deep because they've actually got contact on the other side of the map. So I do wonder now how long ASPAS holds this. And if he does, how much does he get to know off this first bit of contact? It's going to be pretty telling that there's a player here.
Yeah.
And there it is. That's huge. Follow-up as well. Does he get away? He's trying. 50 HP, 40 makes it to somewhat safety. Not particularly brilliant, but he's got support now. Oh, what on earth? ASPAS is just the conductor of this crowd. It's perfect. 3 big kills, falls away again, held that beyond his means.
Great setup as well. Les is there with both snake bites just in case it's a little too much for ASPAS to handle, but
30 seconds left.
very squishy here in round 2. Gen.G desperately trying to find that trade, but unable to do so. Didn't need to get anything else done here in this round.
Getting something done, Mike. I want to see them do some damage, get on the board, get feeling the game out a little bit, because at the moment, it's just complete shutdown. Yeah, it's shut down. 2 starting rounds, Prime Gaming flawless here in the second for Loud. Gen.G need to get a grip on this game quickly.
Yeah, I'm curious here about the rhythm as well, whether or not Loud continue to post up for these aggressive peaks. Gen.G need to, almost in my eyes, have as close to a flawless round as possible.
Absolutely.
To get themselves back in a position to keep this close. Problem being, ASPAS farming close to that Blade Storm. He's going to have that operator available very early on. 2 flashes, obviously, on the Gen.G comp, but it's a tall order to go off against ASPAS when he's shooting like this already.
And he's been very fluid. We've seen already that mid push coming out. We've seen him present towards that A lobby now, as well, at least pushing out A. Same on B. They know it's going to be an all-in A piece because ASPAS has already broken through the back lines. So if you're going to be Gen.G, you've got to go faster. Right now, that's being sent to the blender. Good pickup for King, but it's instantly traded. There's bodies here. Loud, fully ready to commit to just sending players out. Oh my word! Too easy, making it look as such. And now the 2v3. 3 still standing for Loud and the 2 on the other side. Do have a rifle and a bulldog. Upgrade found. That's 2 rifles to work with.
ASPAS are in the back lines.
Slow burn.
All this space.
They're pushing, they're trying to pinch towards what they know, which is Pit. Good find, good trade. Another 1v1, but do they even consider this? King has read it. Oh, the shot. ASPAS, second bite of the cherry now. 50 seconds. And he wants the great, upgrade. Find the rifle, which he's got now. Fair fight to be had. 1v1. Tap on the spike. He's being drawn in, but it's going to be a fake, and the shot's not. Big damage. The confidence is sky high for him.
That's the 3rd on the board for Loud. METEOR 1 away from the Blade Storm, at least early progress for him, but very few positives to take away so far. Like I said, you let ASPAS stretch his legs in these early rounds and he will continue to push.
But I love the information he's finding as well for the team. The amount of reads they've been able to get, the amount of stacking and confidently stacking towards the sides, not having to linger late. It's been wonderful.
I mean, early on we see the sacrifice for not having that traditional sentinel as well. Gen.G have to stack up, and I think that's going to be the case here once again.
Shot through,
oh,
and it's out now. METEOR! ASPAS, leave him alone! Give him a chance! There's absolutely nothing to be done now. They're already down to 2. The Sheriff's barely found even a shot to put towards. And ASPAS, he's in the middle of no man's land. He is wanting this. He is feeling it. He's feeling fired up. 0 bullets to play with very much. Does need to back away a little here. Now the last 2. Can they punish? Absolutely not. They've just got their foot on their throat right now. Loud and vicious.
They ain't letting up.
Nope.
Could be a quick map 1.
Certainly could be.
I mean, almost feel like it's very early on here in this map, but almost need to pump the brakes, call a timeout. I think that's what we're seeing right now.
Just for the mental alone here, Mike, because, again, we talk about Sick Man and what it can do for Gen.G, who are still, yes, they've played together in the past, as Mitch rightly highlighted. They've got a bit of experience playing against each other together and all of this. Playing in this environment, even the best are going to find it difficult. They need to. You can leave him 1 and 4 on the rest of the map.
I'm looking at the mini-map now, and that's exactly what's happening. There's 4 players of Loud over towards A site here.
Similar scenes.
And this is almost like Gen.G want to pressure the.
Oh, that's it! Where the hell did that just come from?
Where? She hopped over the top and shot, I think.
Had to have done. Had to have done. What a fantastic beginning. I hope we can find a replay of that somehow, because I'd love to see how that played out. But now that adds a little bit of a problem. But look at the instantaneous response, Mike. They're taking space in middle.
Actually, looking at the timing on this. Got to be conscious. Gen.G have to make a move while it's TUYZ still solo on this site. You have to slow down with his utility a little bit.
Oh, they're really trying to sell this B piece, though.
Look at Les. Les and CAUANZIN.
They're all biting.
Exploring it.
Wait. Gen.G, are they backing up? Oh my god, this is bizarre. Flank on a flank, basically, at this point. Les got caught just kind of floating through. Divide goes up, they want that A site fully secured, and now King can become that deep lurk.
So it should have decent information. I'm not sure, actually. It's just a nano swarm on B site, so won't have information of SAADHAK's rotation timing exactly. Lots to do here on a 3v5 retake for Loud.
CAUANZIN's got a lot of utility to play with, and that's a good first step. Flash to follow. Does he have support? No, it's just him on this side. Seeker's going to come down the double swing as well. They're ensuring this round is going their way. They've invested so many of these ults as well to make that the case, and King seals it. Fantastic work from Gen.G after that timeout as well. Coming out, instantly answering back with 4 alive.
Needed to be like that as well with 4 surviving. Try and get themselves some kind of grasp of the economy.
Here it is.
Gets right over top of shops, yeah.
Oh, that's stunning. What a dream come true that is.
Like I said, with how this has started, they need something like that every round.
Yeah.
Again, it just so happens to be ASPAS on the other end.
I want to see if there's just an instant aggressive response, something just to tilt the pace right back away from them. I want to see if Loud are playing that mental game here, because I am seeing 3 of them kind of posturing towards middle. Early investment of the dog as well to clear through. But more of a default being held. Now you're going to hear that. Obviously, you have to respect it.
Flash going to come out, force him off this early angle. Gen.G going to try and take that space now. One being CAUANZIN. He's holding down double doors from the bottom of Link here. A deep flash will catch him. ASPAS is already here with the operator again.
Yeah, but smoked off. They're doing the due diligence. But again, ASPAS. Oh, the clear's nice, actually. Big info off the back of that. The timing's fabulous.
They pull the turret as well.
But do they read it correctly? Again, it could be a coin flip. Could still be A, could still be B, but you can't read too much into King after that prior round. SAADHAK might be the one.
Spotted anything yet.
What?
Wow, doesn't need to. Doesn't need to.
Fully blind, just backs away. He's done so much damage. The Seeker's going to come out. Everyone's now flying over to the side. They know this is where the end goal is. ASPAS, he's postured up, but actually Secret ahead of where he expected, sitting a little deeper towards the site, and Viper's Pit going to come in to secure that plant.
Problematic for Loud. They need a lucky kill or 2 through the Viper's Pit here. Still a 4v4. CAUANZIN did burn up the Seekers. Yeah, Eco falls.
Well, you wanted a lucky kill. That's only a start. CAUANZIN is still going, and King's just, oh my God, brilliant. Oh, the timing, King! Keeping his crown in this round at least. Needs 1 more. Dips away out of the ult. Right choice here, playing this smart, making them work for this. And patience. He's not even falling through. He's got utility to run through here. Oh my God! Oh, King, lovely work! Lovely work. Dicey for sure, but they get the job done.
You find their second, and that's where it becomes a little more humbling in terms of the economy. Bladestorm now for ASPAS. You have to throw a Guardian and a couple of other pistols in here. This is even. That freebie. Totally blind kill from SAADHAK. He managed to recover with that Viper's Pit. But another round, Loud. Happy to be proactive very early on. Not making a lot of noise doing it either, so it's not as if Gen.G gets solid reads.
I'm liking this. I'm so glad we get a bit of a fight out of Gen.G. I was worried they'd just get kind of swallowed into the storm. METEOR taking the space, flash to go in, and the swing. Oh, this is chunky damage. SAADHAK completely unaware of that.
Catches that flash perfectly. Nano Swarm won't slow METEOR down. 6-3 HP, so still able to do something. Actually does get a heal up, so opportunity to do some damage here. Now look at ASPAS to get something done with the Bladestorm on the way out.
No, the angles are too good. Gen.G sitting in really nice crossfires. METEOR, Secret, everyone perfectly positioned. Prime Gaming flawless. And I'm actually so happy to see this, because I genuinely was worried. They found the right response after that timeout, and they've run it now 3 rounds on the, in a row. And Loud need their response in kind. Be it a timeout now or 1 more attempt at this, they need to stop the rot.
The other thing is as well, 3 clean rounds. Look at the funds now for Gen.G. Sitting very pretty. Got a couple of buys in the bank. Yes, ultimates about dried out now, but Loud are the ones that backs against the wall in terms of this purchase. Operator back in play for ASPAS. See, he's over towards A site now. Post up fairly deep, but now Gen.G look as if they want to explore towards mid.
Mirroring the pace a little bit, maybe later on kind of readdressing.
TS has to play this late. If they drift back towards A.
First time they're going to get a bite on it. METEOR, great entry towards TUYZ. That opens up so much space and isolates so many of these defending players now.
That's why I'm finding anything through R here, but noted
connected
with the flash. TS will have the info that there's been no aggression from Loud this time around. Les does have the Viper's Pit, so the 3v4, he could actually locked down a site here. Opted not to, I guess just wanted to play off those snake bites. I think they're reading that maybe ASPAS is repositioned here, but it's another situation where we want to see Gen.G formulate a plan to go quickly while they have the advantage.
Knife not good. And actually Les gets an opportunity at it. Doesn't get away with those. Secret does really well towards the side. So that's the spike can be planted. And now the two remaining. SAADHAK was pretty far away. Got himself there quick enough and now already finds contact. So they know where he is. ASPAS potentially caught that flash earlier on. So really putting together the pieces here, Gen.G. And ASPAS not going to be given much here.
Probably just going to save onto the operator.
Yep.
This round from Gen.G. Again, even in that situation, there's not an awful lot for less to do. King sending a snake bite right behind default. Would have been forced out that position and vulnerable regardless. But Gen.G will tie things up, and already mentioned it, Loud will be back on a save. Gen.G's funds will swell a little further.
This does give them time to maybe mull through some of the issues that have been going on here. There is a hunt happening towards ASPAS. You can see a little bit of a look from Echo. Does he keep the op? Yes, he does. Okay, so that stays in play, but we are now tied 4 apiece. And what are they trying to buy around this? Looks like a little bit of a, you know, half buy coming out from Loud.
Considering Stingers, Spectres.
Yep.
Loud actually, in response, buy on a superstar, right? A hero. They were just, it was like pack mentality.
Yep. So again, we see how these players do kind of suit into this now. If they do get that comfort level. ASPAS with an uncharacteristic miss, but he does get away with his life. METEOR desperate to chase it down, though. You can see him chomping at the bit to try and get in towards this. And already going through the steps to do so. ASPAS waiting. Anything sent in motion.
No way he's doing this, right?
I mean, he's all alone now. No, backs away, decides to give this one up. And actually, Gen.G winning out in every opportunity.
Just a sheriff for the Stinger now alongside that operator. Need a miracle. That's tagged up on that first peak. I just don't think Gen.G are going to give it to them.
Nope.
Again, the rounds that Gen.G are winning, it's 4 or 5 surviving. Very disciplined in some of these post-plant scenarios. And even on the approach, actually, it's not as if they're throwing everything to find that open onto ASPAS.
They've gone back to just kind of running that really clean Valorant, which is what you need in this. You need to play, I hate saying play your own game. It's the worst response a player always gives you, but they kind of do. They can't fall into this romantic idea of what we're seeing from Loud. And they have started to quell that presence, and ASPAS loses the operator.
The problem being he's down to 900, so I don't actually think it's feasible for anyone to pass it across to him. No, he's actually going to be on the rifle light armor here. Every ultimate available, except for the Blade Storm for Loud. So coming out of that timeout, this is the round that we expect something to be put in place. Still seeing the Viper's Pit potential here to anchor heavily towards one site. Maybe even towards mid here. We're seeing less position towards double doors. Gen.G will revert back to this early presence outside. Hey, and METEOR looking for another updraft kill, but big information. He's pinged it out.
Yeah, that's at least one scene. I don't know about the second. Potentially two, but METEOR now on the case. Gonna deal with that early aggression and fall away from this.
Mitigated a little bit by Loud, but at least no real damage done. ASPAS did lose his light shield at least.
And then they're meeting each other throughout this map. You're seeing it in unison.
Yeah, both teams with solid reads.
Lovely flash, gets in the corner, but there's going to be a flash right back. Actually ahead of it though, METEOR would have had a shot at that if needed. And finally dampened a little by that Harbor utility
TUYZ
being invested.
It.
Yep.
Gen.G have to explore elsewhere now. We'll leave METEOR posted up momentarily. Seekers not by Loud, but I don't think it will paint too much of a picture considering it will pick up the lurk at least on King. Yeah, Loud don't know an awful lot about this round right now, but 30 seconds left. Gen.G have to move fast.
Yeah, this is when it gets to a bit of a gamble to an extent. You just kind of have to read what you've got, or maybe just kind of try and stick the landing. Commitment towards the B side, and there's the Viper's Pit, and the lockdown coming in. This is a massive space to not. The METEOR still slicing through middle. A quick handling of that though from Les will at least eliminate that threat for 12 seconds. They've got the spike down, and they actually get away with their life.
And lockdown destroyed as well. going to try and stick this out here.
That's at least half. It's going to be Punish. Gen.G still standing at only one. The ult was invested. A wall still in place. How much can one man do? He's got one shot, he's got one down, another tap on the spike, trying to draw the attention, and the paranoia starting to build. Goes back in, and the double face is there. Gen.G. I am thoroughly impressed with this roster. This resilience already, Mike, is unreal.
Considering how this map started, and actually bear in mind, that's all the funds out the window for Loud now, and every ultimate invested. So that bankroll they had developed, completely ripped away in this round by Gen.G. It's down to the wire. Like I said, the timing of that lockdown comes through, and again, whether or not you can have the discussion if that's in Link, if it's a little more impactful. Obviously, the Viper's pit to try and make sure that absolutely seal that round, but it doesn't pay off, and it costs them dearly.
ASPAS once again on the chopping block here. Vast majority coming this way. 3 players, though, 4 Loud towards this site. This is getting panic stations for me as well if you're Loud. Again, you want that crowd to stay on your side. You want to feel all those benefits, but right now, Gen.G are ripping it away from you. And rightly so, they're playing a perfect game by my book here, reading it to perfection. But this time, Loud also expecting that rotation back towards the other side.
We heard some of the previews, and like I said, they weren't intimidated to play here on this stage, and it's looking that way. They were not shook at all by those opening rounds.
6 on the trot, and that flash will confirm that someone has at least made it round towards his site. And the approach is a little messy, gets the job done on one, but there we go. A little bit of a fight back, but it's quickly quelled. And Gen.G, I think that's 7 in a row now.
They're staring down somehow. By some miracle, we're staring down the barrel of an 8-4 half here in favor of Gen.G.
I do not know how we got here. I don't think anyone, even Seth, might have found it hard to predict this. Last saying something.
He's somewhere in the building looking smug. I doubt he's in the crowd.
No, I doubt
he's in the crowd.
I think he might be backstage. Maybe. I'll hazard a guess at that. But a 4-7. If you're just tuning in, you think, oh, the scoreline's not so bad. I mean, it was the first 4. And it was off the back of what you'd say is ASPAS, really. The rest, not really stepping up here. Gen.G, after that timeout, have been infallible in approach.
Gen.G playing phenomenal Valorant right now. This will be spotted, but no connection here for METEOR. On the first round, actually seeing him don the attacking operator. Look how deep ASPAS is, so that's going to enable this rotation once again for Loud. Now eyes towards King as well. He's kind of facing off with ASPAS on the other side of the map.
What do they do with this, though? I want to see what their approach is, and you can see maybe SAADHAK considering taking some of this space back. First time we're seeing them maybe try and find this timing correctly, and they do. Stunning work from SAADHAK.
Big kill. Decent information as well. Seeing him drift back into window would kind of allude towards an A-site hit, and the flash will confirm it as well.
Wonderful read. They do have ults to play with here, though, Gen.G. If they still want to continue on this route.
Have a lot of time to play with, though.
Yeah, 40 seconds, but there is that one missing element, which is ASPAS. Where is he?
Still got a dash, still got 2 smokes, so if they're not diligent on this clearance here.
ASPAS. Can he do it?
He's popped it, he's heard the steps.
He is coming, he finds one, gets away, falls away to the second angle. Another ASPAS! He's still standing, just gets away, and one more victim. Oh, so close, but finally goes down. Now a 1v3, this might be the end of the tear for Gen.G, but they still will hold the lead. 13 seconds, Loud, bring it up to 5, but Gen.G is the story of this half.
Absolutely, what a recovery from Gen.G. And METEOR stepping up to the plate. He was getting slapped around in those opening rounds.
Yeah, he was very quiet. ASPAS was as loud as can be, screaming from the rooftops during this one, but he did get quietened down. The crowd certainly got muted in comparison, and that stretch of 7 rounds is formidable, Mike.
Sticking to the game plan as well, Gen.G remaining composed, Lauren.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hand it back down to the desk, see if they can believe what is happening.
Thank you very much, Pansy and Hypok. I've got Mitch and Tom with me here. And Tom, my God, they needed that last round in the end.
Especially with the pace that we're expecting Loud to revert back to, and the chaos they're going to be able to create with this composition. The double walls, CAUANZIN going to be able to go rampant here and try and enable ASPAS to deliver once again.
Well, that's...
Delayed knife, lots of info.
4 considered. At this point, they look like they're still committing behind this as well. See Gen.G trying to add a little little bit more information side this. Nothing noted towards middle, so it is still very much all towards that B site here, Mike.
Pause for thought. I'm gonna wait out this wall a little bit here, but as soon as it drops, see, actually the hit comes through. No contact just yet. It's absolute chaos in here, Lauren.
Yeah, it is. There's two on the back of the site still, and they finally kind of show their hand here. King being one of them and Secret the other. Still looking to do it, but actually that flash does not make it around that corner. And Secret unleashes 3 kills in the pistol already, leaving just less alive, who was trying to watch that flank sit for that deeper plot. It's done. Diffuse en route, and Gen.G turning this place into a library.
I mean, I was talking about discipline in some of those post-plant scenarios from Gen.G. You can see there how happy they are to sit behind this utility. That loud deploy on site. Beautifully played, Secret. It's a long time since I've seen a Frenzy do that.
It's quite satisfying in a really dirty way. Feels like you shouldn't have to, but 5-8. Now, again, we talked about the 6-man theory and the crowd and all the benefits there is, negatives, there is additional pressure playing in home territory. All the boons that we put beside them can also then hint on the other side and certainly make it trickier. Not noted. Oh, lovely from METEOR. CAUANZIN gone down, makes it a little bit trickier to get towards that Titan. So close to a pull-up as well, but there's so much commitment behind this SAADHAK. Just raw aggression from Loud. Trying to barrel down towards Gen.G.
Got themselves side control though. So Gen.G locked out right now, except for METEOR up towards heaven. Let's get themselves a clean plant. Again, those stingers paying dividends early on, and that's TUYZ will find one with the Sheriff too.
Now King.
He's conscious of a lurk somewhere.
They don't have a lot of time to try and clear this. A little bit of utility to put into place though. Try and maybe pressure those towards the backside, facilitate the push out from King, which it has done. King gets down 1. They still got 2 to try and get past those. Sat in curious positions. What? King with the turn. Oh, King! Supreme play here. So much danger mounting from Loud.
Beautiful 2v3 retake there from Gen.G. Loud unable to really grasp that side, but again, plant comes through. Some damage done will make this bonus round a little more uncomfortable for Gen.G. See how quick SAADHAK is just charging down site. The pinch through double doors, perfect. That's even with Gen.G finding the initial response.
This is knocking on the door of double digits now. 10 not far away here for Gen.G. And the map pool then gets brought into play, right? This is Loud's map choice for starters. In fact, you get Gen.G in a little bit of comfort on Fracture, and then you get Split potentially as a third. This all gets brought into question now. We've suddenly seen life out of Gen.G after we thought they'd be crushed under the weight of those here. Certainly not the case. Overwhelmed. ASPAS, good start, but takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, got to come back for that heal. CAUANZIN topped off nicely. A little bit of proactivity outside A main here. You can see the clearance coming through from TS and King. This is a big indicator here. Actually relaying that information towards Secret. See the lean coming back towards supporting METEOR now.
Oh, utility though will be noticed. So they will know that there is someone on those back lines eventually. So it will, if anything, spur on the hit here.
Needs a bit of green light for Loud.
A whole lot of commitment. And they're being stalled. Secret doing quite well here, but there it is. King the only one to really draw blood so far. And Loud still being held up. This does allow the gap to get closed slightly. Upgrade of a rifle. It's still favorable to Loud here.
Luckily, just about avoiding that timing on double doors. TS and King. Open plant here, Nano Swarm down. Loud, my eyes though, have to keep 4 standing for this.
Flash. Nothing close by, and they need to go through the... What a shot, Secret! Starting to heat up here. SAADHAK quickly dealing with TS though, does leave just the 2 alive. And these 3 players making it really difficult. It's going to have to be King with that rifle, and maybe he's up for the challenge. Oh, dealt with. Secret, this might be out of the realms of reality. Yeah, it is. Loud. Keeping it cool, but that's down to 2.
2 rifles will remain from that round. I think ASPAS is too close to his Blade Storm. No, still missing 3. Be able to get, so yeah, spread the funds a little bit. The 3 light armors here. CAUANZIN will get a drop from SAADHAK. Again, Gen.G still applying pressure. Some of these rounds I feel like Loud should have the perfect setup to maintain. Viper's Pit available for Gen.G now. Not deploying off the rip. ASPAS gonna have his hands full here. TS just avoiding being spotted, but SAADHAK over the top.
Yeah, the angle just giving it away. Massive. Really diligent as well, considering ASPAS was already kind of clearing past that. That's lovely. Big info being worked out here, and that spike is slowly leaning towards the A site as well.
It's just METEOR over there.
Yeah. METEOR.
Got to try and play his life here.
Okay, that's they've got to know what's happening now. METEOR, this is so scary though. Actually, yeah, backs away a little bit, so it's a little bit safer, but actually it's Loud in the meantime, finding every fight that they need to. King still working back. What is that from King? Again, this guy is making rounds out of nothing, but METEOR can make nothing of that position in the end.
Have to respect this lockdown now. The clock will become the second layer of pressure here. Well, Eco's just going to look for maybe an exit. He's spotted by SAADHAK, actually going to face off here on the flank with less potentially. Maybe just trying to punish the economy a little bit. I think less, yeah, considering exiting through spawn here.
Everything else seems safer. Is he actually going back for that?
I think he survives where he is.
Should be okay. Yeah, well, that's down to 2.
I think actually the plant was just off default, so he had to move from that little cubby.
He's doing pinged on the map. Oh, having a little chat about it, I'm sure. 7 to 9 though, a little bit of a gap close, but it's certainly not stable. This doesn't feel comfort zone yet for Loud, but it's what they need, I guess.
Find themselves the opener here, but certainly not the pace I was expecting from Loud in the second half. Seen a couple of those crazy rounds where the utility just becomes overwhelming for Gen.G, but like I said, you've got to credit that discipline on display once again in some of these setups. Nobody overstepping the mark for Gen.G.
Ooh, but this is the first time we're seeing them explore a couple of options. Maybe feeling they can with the lighter purchase, but it is the rightful that's still in play. METEOR does get caught in the end by the dog, can't make it out of there. Frenzy in practice, gets caught by the next flash. It's lovely from Loud. Not flustered by the pressure. King, oh, it's messy. And a Loud cleanup.
There's that pace I was talking about.
There it is.
No respect whatsoever in this anti-eco. Bring it within touching distance now, but METEOR will be able to afford the operator. Could potentially be a little...
Name, just one more and map 1 is in the books.
And a great setup coming into this final round. I talked about the lockdown being available. Now it basically gives them blank canvas, an open sight, if they choose to employ it here. Or rely on it, at least for the execution.
Oh, they've got complete freedom with what they want to approach with that. 12 to 9. Operator with SAADHAK. And METEOR. Crowd letting him know they saw that. He backs away. But the ult invested, and actually ASPAS quick to the site, and he's on the hunt. That's a little too much for my taste, but again, TS still in question, fully blind, dead. Only trade to come in though, that's 3 players alive for Loud.
Flash could be huge.
It is, can they make anything of it? They're trying to chase them down, they do the best they can. Still standing, still fighting, not out of the end. SAADHAK holding the ground and gets the ult in.
Look at Les though, look at Les's position.
What
He's all the way through sewer.
Is this?
He's gonna catch the backside of this lockdown.
There's no, King's turned and look
King's
this
read
way.
it. What?
King, how do you even think about that? SAADHAK. The leader himself here.
He's got the operator.
He's got Tommy back with him, and he's got a plan here. What does he do with it? Up against METEOR and King, 2 of the big boys. The impact players for Gen.G. Show me what you got, SAADHAK. He doesn't know the amount of time he's had, so he's made the best guess he could here. Sat towards the back of the site. Can he isolate any of these fights here?
He's actually holding up towards long with the turret covering this way. Now should read it. I actually think the turret's facing this way. Opportunity to swing off it.
Can he get one? He needs a clean kill here. There's a chance and it's a miss. Oh, it's a ball!
He's got a swap out!
Rifle! Spray and pray!
Oh my God!
And it ain't got onto it. It's a crowd! What a clutch from SAADHAK!
Pulls off the 1v2. The shorty
How?
150 credits paying dividends here for Loud to close out Pearl.
I am speechless. And this is only map 1. We've got a series on our hand, I hope. This was Loud's map, so don't think it's over.